have been playing in the background, and I am so excited about everything that the Apache Line has to offer. I've been nosy a little bit, and I've been trying to get information about their Greek story, specifically if they're graduate initiate. So what better way to start this series than share my own personal story on how I joined DST Grad Chapter. What's up, sorors and my D9 Greek sisters? This is Shayna here at the Apache Lion. You know, your favorite unity brand that spreads love and not hate, all right? We spread Greek unity, all while customizing Greek paraphernalia, accessories, and home decor. All right, let's go ahead. Now that I got your attention, let's go ahead and get into it. So I have been on sabbatical. I got 5-year-old twins. I have an upcoming senior. My husband just retired. This summer has been crazy, but that's okay because we're here now and we're about to jump this thing smooth off with a hot new series about graduate chapter initiates. I have been reaching out to my Greek sisters in the Divine Nine and just asking them to share with me their graduate stories, right? How they joined graduate chapter. And I will tell you that their stories are so beautiful. Everybody's journey is so different. My own personal story as a graduate initiate at the Shelby County, Tennessee Alumni Chapter located in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm Shayna, the owner of the Apache Line Greek Store. We specialize in Greek paraphernalia, custom accessories. I'm so excited for everyone who follows our page. I'm so excited for everyone who has subscribed to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for just blessing us and just being on this journey again with us. Welcome to our new series, the TPL Grad Stories. Glad to be grad, baby. When I tell you I am happy to be in the number, please believe I am happy to be in the number, okay? And I'm pretty sure that all of you all out there in this internet world who plays grad understands where exactly where I'm coming from. Okay, so who inspired me to become a Delta? So I have so many stories that I can share, but in particular, I'm going to scale it down a little bit for the sake of time. All the way through elementary, grade school, high school, or whatever, I would see teachers who represented their particular sorority. So you would see somebody with a pink and green classroom, yellow and blue classroom, red and white classroom, blue and white classroom. And then you also see the fraternities as well. But particularly, I would see these women, and they range from, you know, administration all the way down to teachers, guidance counselors, all the things, secretaries, whatever the case may be. So I do remember being in like middle school. One of my teachers, one of my favorite teachers, who actually became one of my mentors, she was a Delta. And I remember her like always inspiring me, always like motivating me. I would see like even times when I would give up or I felt like things were too hard, she always stood in the gap and she always just encouraged me to be better at anything, basketball, track, volleyball, life, whatever the case may be. And so she would take me to like her community service events and things like that. And I would just see this group of women who were like serving the community, whether it was, I remember going to like Feed the Need, Feed the Hungry event that they did. And I went there and I mean, it was such a experience. It was such a wonderful experience to just see these group of ladies out here and giving back to the community, giving back to these individuals who are struggling in life, who are homeless, who don't know where their next meal is coming from, and just to be that selfless and just show that much humility was just at a young age. I was just like, oh, I want to wear red and white. Had no clue. I just knew that I wanted to be a part of that. I never intermingled in that capacity with other sororities. So I do remember one of my really good friends, though, when we were in high school, they created like this step team type thing. And some of the moves and some of the steps that they were doing resembled those ladies in the red and white, right? That's all I knew, like red and white Delta. So, and I was a part of that step team. And so I still kind of remember some of the steps that we used to do from back in the day. So I graduated in 2002. Shanae graduated in 2000. Kept a really close relationship still now to this day. And so she went on to the University of Memphis. And I remember like her bringing me to like a step show. It was my first step show. And I was like, wow. Like I was so engulfed with like the energy and just everything that they, because I've never seen it. I've only seen like, again, what I've saw on TV. I've never experienced it firsthand. And she wanted to be a Delta. Like she knew, she had done her research and all the things. And so I was like asking her so many questions, and she was like, do your research. Do your research and then we can talk. And I was like, what I want you to tell me. She was like, do your research and we can talk. So I go and I do all these research on all 4 sororities and the D9, right? I did research on all 4 of them. And I was just more intrigued on what Delta had to offer. So graduated high school, went on, played basketball, did the things, enrolled in Lane College in 2005, located in Jackson, Tennessee. Shout out to Lane College. LC is only one. And I knew like, oh, I want to go to a HBCU. I want to pledge Delta. I just knew going in. And then so I was able to engage and interact with so many people on the campus. And one thing about going to HBCU is a family community. Like you're going to engage with people. And so I immediately was just like friends, like real true friends, not like just because they were in a sorority. Like that people do that all the time. And that's a whole nother video. And I can just remember like seeing them on the yard and like doing like blood drives and doing like back to school stuff and just engaging. I'm like, these young girls are making an impact in the community. And to be honest, like all of these sororities were doing that. Like it's not just, oh, nope, this person wasn't this. No. All of the sororities were doing it. So shout out to all the sororities for doing that. Again, I just did my research and I just wanted to be a part of what Delta stood for. So just seeing them being engaged, making an impact in the community was just another stamp of inspiration that I needed to become a Delta. So obstacles I faced along the way in trying to become a Delta. So this is very interesting. I'm glad you asked. So a lot of my sorors and a lot of my Greek sisters from the other D9 sororities, and hearing their stories, a lot of them like tried to join in undergrad, went through the process and didn't make it, right? That wasn't my case. That wasn't my story. My obstacle was I got pregnant, right? I got pregnant with my now oldest, Ryan, who is 17. And so, but I still wanted to, like, I still wanted to go through the process. I still wanted to do it. And my girlfriends were like, baby, no, ma'am. Like this, sis, no, it's way too much. And I still remember like Tanidra and April, like they were adamant about like, no, like we love you. Delta ain't going nowhere. It's fine. Okay. In hindsight, let me clarify. In hindsight, I am thankful for them intersecting in that moment and not allowing me to go through that while being pregnant. At the time, I was like, I can do it. Y'all don't understand. Like I can be organized. I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna jeopardize my health. Like we sisters, y'all my friends. Y'all can. They were like, no, absolutely not. It wasn't grades for me. It wasn't money for me. It wasn't like there's so many other elements that keep individuals from pledging in undergrad. That just wasn't my story. So what motivated me to try after undergrad? Again, this is something that I've always wanted to do. It wasn't a fad. It wasn't a trend. This is near and dear to my heart. I still get chills when I think about feeding those homeless people in middle school with my mentor. Like I still get chills thinking about the impact that, they had on Lane College campus. They were about their business. They were impacting the community, and they were still human. Like they were still just regular people, bossed up, and still just being selfless enough to serve the community. So I definitely wanted to be a part of it. So I wasn't able to do undergrad, and so life happens, right? I started my career, started teaching, obviously focusing on my son, focusing on school, things like that. And then I got the opportunity. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? So for me, how many times did I try to become a Delta? For me, only once. If you can't say a word, just wave your hand. If you can't say a word, just wave your hand. Only one time. And literally 10 years exact, like 10 years after graduating college, 10 years down the line, my chapter, Shelby County, Tennessee Alumni Chapter, posted their rush information. It was just like, boom. It literally was just like, it's time. And when I saw that they were having rush, I quickly just gathered myself after I prayed. I quickly gathered myself and I was just like, okay, everything's in God's timing. I immediately shouted. And there is no other word, shouted, because I was so excited that this is the opportunity. This is the time. And if you've ever missed an opportunity, you understand how grad chapter works, right? So like, it's not a line every year. Like even if you're in college, there's not a line every year. So they might have a line 1 year and then may not have a line to another 2 years or another 3 years. And then if you're in college, you could have graduated, you could, whatever the case may be. Grad, same way. Your chapter, there's a local chapter that might have a line. Then the next 5-10 years, they might not have. So you understand why I was praising them. I made sure that I was tight and right. Okay. And I made sure that everything was what it needed to be. And I went through the process, went through the application process. I was blessed enough to be successful in that. Went through the interview process, successful, blessed to be successful enough to go through that. And it was like magic. It was such a beautiful experience. I mean, every time I think about it till this day, I still get chills. We make the joke because if you don't know nothing about grad, understand that these are ladies, these are women who have waited for this opportunity a very, 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 very long time. And I remember particularly when we got the information and they posted the first date for Rush, it snowed on that day. Like it snowed. Baby, I was still gonna be there like in a blizzard. I don't care. I was gonna put them snow boots on, and I wasn't the only one. Y'all like, I'm here. What do I sign? Write my name down. I am here. And so here I am in the parking lot thinking, okay, what's going on? Because I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want it to be no trick. I don't want it to be no ploy. I don't want it to be like, nope, I don't want to be in that number. And so they did end up sending a reschedule. They ended up sending a date that they rescheduled the rush on. And so when we got there, y'all, I'm gonna just be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. It was 5,362 people at our rush. I'm just and 27 more, and they couldn't get in the door. And of that 5,122,572,119 ladies that were there at our rush, only 53 of us made the number. And we were the first inaugural line of this chapter. Our line was the absolute first. So, we're a little special. We get a little bragging rights when it comes to that. Okay. We get a little bragging rights because it was just a phenomenal experience. I love my line sisters. I love my chapter sorors. It is an amazing, amazing experience. And I'm so thankful to be in the number because, baby, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have lost all my edges had I not been able to pledge. I am your number 52 on the line. I love all of my line sisters. My line is the journey of the first 53. And I absolutely love each and every one of my LSs. I love my chapter sorors. And it is such an amazing experience when year after year after year, you can celebrate your Deltaversary. And y'all, we don't miss. We don't miss when it comes to them Deltaversaries. We don't miss. And so I'm super excited about, our next Deltaversary to celebrate in 2025. But what I'm really waiting on is 2027 when we do that 10. When we do that 10. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to see how that unfolds. How is life after becoming a Delta? Life after becoming a Delta has been phenomenal. So after I crossed in 2017, my mom came through my chapter as well. And she was on the second line, and she crossed in fall of 2020. So they're about to celebrate their 4 years. My sister pledged at Lemoyne College, Alpha Upsilon chapter in spring 2021. So life for me has been amazing because in part, I feel like I inspired them also to become, great women of Delta. I love my chapter. When I say that it's not a plot, I love my chapter. We have so many phenomenal, educated women that are like-minded and that are professional in their own realms. But when we come together in Delta, we work as a team. And it is just a phenomenal experience to share and to grow and to love and the fellowship. And, you have women who pray for you. You have women who stand in the gap. You have women, it is just great. But when I tell you it's an intentional sisterhood, there's a mixture of undergrad and grad. And for these women to just do the work behind Delta and create such lifelong relationships with these beautiful women, it is just outstanding. We literally just had our 2024 reclamation. I was asked to kind of facilitate and be the MC. I am a part of membership services. That's another thing. On a committee. I'm on membership service committee, and I'm also on the economic development committee. And it has been phenomenal. All of our committees do such a great job. And I absolutely love membership services. One of my good friends, leader, mentor, mother, she said that membership services is the heart of a chapter because membership is so important. And so I truly believe that as well. So life after becoming a Delta has been super, super, super great for me. We engage, we have fun, we do the work, we have meetings, all the things that makes up being a Delta has just come to fruition. And now, for me, I feel like I'm inspiring younger generations, just like my mentor did me. I feel like the little girl who looked up to my mentor at the Feed the Need events and things like that, and looked up to my best friend big sister who took me to that big step show. I feel like I'm using my platform to also inspire other girls that are coming up who want to do research on these sororities and who want to just rock it out, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to rock it out. So I hope you enjoyed my story on how I joined DST Graduate Chapter. If you have joined a D9 sorority and you are a graduate initiative, please share your story. Send us your grad chapter story to tpl.gradstories@gmail.com. I will be doing these Glad to be Grad story times each week. And you never know, your story might be the story that I read next. So please, again, make sure you drop that story, like, share, and comment. Thank you so much for tuning in to our very first TPL grad story. Glad to be grad story time. For more videos, for more, story times, please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at _Patchy_Lion. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.